What's the difference between a GTIN, a UPC, an EAN, and a barcode? And why is it so important to use the right one? Hey, I'm Norm Farrar, and today we're going to be clearing up all that confusion about GTINs, UPC, EAN, and barcodes, and why you need to make sure you use the right one, especially if you're launching your product the first time. But before we get to it, please subscribe to our channel below and make sure you check out privatelabellegion.com for free information and resources. And make sure you check out our Facebook group and give us a like. I talk to a lot of sellers and I hear about GTINs, UPC, EANs, barcodes, and sellers, including myself, I've interchanged them, but there's such a huge difference. I want to clear that up today. So first of all, what the heck's a GTIN? A GTIN. It's a global trade item number, and it's made up of 14 digits. Now, to make this a little bit confusing, it hosts a data structure which includes UPC and EANs. So you've got the GTIN, which is 14 digits. You've got these two others that are under the same database or data structure, UPC, which is 12 digits, and that's primarily used in the United States. And then once you get out of the US, you have an EAN, and that's the European article number, and that's 13 digits. And that's, like I said, primarily used outside of the US. Now, a barcode. Now, a lot of people think a UPC is a barcode or EAN or the GTIN. Now, a barcode is completely separate. A barcode is that machine-readable code, which is made up of symbols or designs. It's the linear representation of the code. And I know you all know it. Whenever you go over to a self-checkout at a grocery store and you pick up that laser and you scan that code. Anyways, that's the laser capturing the code whenever you hear that beep, that annoying beep. We highly recommend that any e-com or Amazon seller that really want to be in this space, make sure they go to an official GS1 reseller. Do not go to a third-party reseller and buy your UPC codes. The problem is, many sellers in the past were worried that the GS1 codes were very expensive and you had to renew them every year when they could go to a company, a reseller, and I won't name any here, but you could get 100 barcodes for $5, and it looks so official because you got the digital version as well as a certificate that looked very official, but it means nothing right now. We highly recommend that any Amazon seller, whether you're old, very experienced, or if you're a brand new seller with a launch or even an e-com seller, to take a look at GS1. We have nothing to do with GS1. GS1 is a nonprofit organization who has the global standard for all of this. So when you go over to the official GS1 reseller site and buy the codes, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But that's what turns so many sellers off. They used to go to these third-party resellers. They all look legit. You could buy the codes, but the problem is other channels or platforms may not accept them. And that's what's happening with Amazon right now. So I know I did. I bought codes or UPC codes, and I got them very inexpensively. I put them on some of my products, and guess what? I had to get an official GS1 code. So I did. I went over and I got the GTINs, which is that 14-digit code. Now you can play with fire, but at some point you're going to get burnt. Now, I'm not talking about you losing your account being suspended or suppressed right now, but it could happen down the line. And for the couple of dollars it takes to be official, why not do that? And again, I'm going to stress the reason in the past was when you first got your first product onto Amazon, it cost a lot of money. And there was another fee every month. There was a renewal fee. So it cost a bit. And if you started to get 10, 15, 20, 100 products, it all kinds of adds up. But GS1, this is really, so if anything, take this away. GS1 right now has come out, solved the problem. If you're new and you want a single code, the problem before was that it was too expensive. They've made it simple for you. $30, at least this is GS1.org in the US, because there's a UK and there's all over the world. But the GS1.org has a single user code for $30 with no renewal fee. So if you're putting something up, there's no worries. It's official. And you don't have to worry about Amazon coming back at you. You don't have to worry about putting it on other platforms, because this is recognized around the world. But please note, if you do want a 10-pack, 100 or 1,000-pack, you can still buy them. They're cheaper. I believe the 10-pack is $250 or $25 per. This is based on GS1 US, the USA site, but there is a renewable fee every year. But you take that into consideration. If you only have a single product, check out the 30. But it's also based on a sliding scale. The 10-pack is different per unit than the 100, then to the 1,000. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so now I want to bring out a few other points about GS1 codes. And I think one of the most important thing for Amazon sellers is Amazon states they require the official GS1 codes. So keep that in mind. Number two, if I'm an Amazon seller and I'm not using GS1 codes, well, guess what? At some point, Amazon's probably going to email me to tell me that I need to change that. So why wait? Why don't you get ahead of a game, be proactive? They're telling you already you're doing it wrong. And for me, I learned the hard way. I had a hard time to relaunch a product using an unofficial or a third-party reseller site for UPC codes, and it caused a problem. It took about 2 weeks for me to get up and running the way I wanted, using a GS1 code, of course. Also, other channels, and this is for sure, other channels like Chewy or Walmart insist on GS1 codes. It will provide authority, it will provide trust, and they require it. There's no way around it. If you want to get on them, on their listing, they're going to scan your code. They're going to find out you're not. And guess what? You're going to have to go and get a new GS1 official code. Number 4 is just what I mentioned, authority and trust. It's your brand associated with that code. Plus, you have that product description, and there's a lot of other different attributes that you can fill in when you go to the GS1 site, log in. You can fill it all in. But my favorite by far is number 5. And I didn't know this until I talked to GS1. GS1 codes are searchable by Google. Yes, they are searchable, and you will get some ranking juice by filling out the information. So by putting in the information, having it as part of the database, Google will love you. So based on these reasons and the ability to get a single use code with no renewal for only $30, there is no reason to buy a third-party reseller code anymore. Stick to GS1. And here's just a couple of other notes. So all products are registered with GS1. They are the global standard. It's all in one database. There are multiple resellers of GS1. So if you're living in the UK or Australia, Canada, you can go to their sites and buy from them. Or if you're living in the US and you prefer for some reason going to Australia or Canada to buy them, you can. It makes no difference. GS1 recognize codes from anywhere they're purchased. They're part of their database, and buying a product or the code from the UK or in Canada does not make a difference, even if you're only selling in the US. Now, I hope I've cleared up any confusion between a GTIN or a GTIN, a UPC, EAN, or a barcode. Now, have you ever had an issue with any third-party resellers, so non-GS1? Let us know. Okay, for more information, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our free Facebook community at thelegion.group. Thanks again for watching.